with that said, and I totally agree, obviously everybody goes to jail for different reasons, but it starts with the mindset. And mindset is everything, perspective is everything. So my next question for you guys is, how has your mindset changed pre and post incarceration? And what do you credit that mindset change to?
I want to jump into that question, TP, but just to piggyback on your last question, I know we talked about all of the things that are in the right now, but for me, the mindset change is based on the re-education, learning something. The reason why my nonprofit is called New Minds is because that's exactly what had to happen. I had to get a new mind. But at the same time, and I want to shout out the representatives from the courts and the criminal justice system for being here today, for being a part of this, because that's an anomaly still. Even though there has been change, it's still an anomaly that you would want to be proactive enough to be on this side of intervention versus the other side. But the answer is that people go to jail and need a new mindset because there's a systemic system that was put in place all the way back to our slavery days, you know. I'm just being honest, like, let's be real, that there you can track from slavery through Reconstruction, through the abandonment of the free blacks who weren't really free, to the Jim Crow laws, to the segregation, all the way to the war on drugs. Most of us fall into the category of being raised during the time when the crack epidemic, the war on drugs, the outrageous laws that were put in place, enacted, you know, by partially by our current president. But I don't want to say victim because I didn't just get arrested, I got rescued. But the fact remains that I was sentenced under that crack disparity cocaine law. I was sentenced and given enhancements that were eventually removed when they started changing laws. And I need y'all to understand that when we talk about having a changed mindset, it can't just be on one side. And the reason why we do this work is so that lawmakers and those who are responsible for upholding public safety can also no longer just see statistics and numbers, they see people. So I pray that the next time you see a 8 or 9-year-old who is struggling, who looks like he's going to go to jail, when you start analyzing the 3rd grade reading level to see how many more prisons we should build, how many more beds should be filled, you start remembering that you met some individuals who went through that hell and changed their lives and have a new mindset so that you would treat them a little bit differently instead of just saying, yeah, lock them up for a while.
I think the mindset changes when you feel like, I don't want to be in prison no more. Like, I don't want to have to listen to somebody each and every day tell me when I can eat, tell me when I can go outside, tell me when I can call. So far as what my mindset changed, basically, like, just on the mental state of the mind, because if your mind ain't right, nothing else ain't gonna be right. So as like just walking through prison each and every day, I always just notice like, I'm just like in a gated, like I don't wanna go through this anymore. Like I gotta do something different. Like this can't be life. And as far as my mindset now, what it is basically like, I would do anything basically not to just go back there. Cause it's so easy, the door is always open. There's a bed open for all of us right now. I still have flashbacks. I still fight demons each and every day, basically off that mindset. Because it's not that easy just to go away. So basically, I just tell myself each and every day, just take one day at a time. That's all I can do is just take one day and keep in the back of my mind, I'm never going back. So whatever I gotta do, I'm gonna stay out here because there's no love in here. I hurted people more than I made people happy by me being in jail. But I learned things while I was there. I got certificates, I got certain degrees. I made the best out of it. There's like a saying, it could be a fool's playground or wise man's college. Well, I made it wise for me, and I made the best out of it. I got my high school diploma, everything while I was in there. I just stayed focused each and every day and just not fooled around.
When I look back, and you said the pre-incarceration mentioned post-incarceration. I remember at 9 years old, I almost caught my first body. I pushed another little boy in front of a car because I wanted to see him die. I remember that. And I remember where that came from. The abuse. That I didn't understand the difference until I became a man between fear and respect. I feared dudes that I couldn't win against. And I didn't respect anything else. And from that time till I was 13 when I plotted to kill my father, to the time when I'm in the street, I'm always proving that I wasn't weak. So my desire and my propensity for violence grew. I was not a good hustler. I was a better stick-up kid. I was better at violence because of all that pain and hurt. And if I could distribute more pain to you than I felt at that time, I felt better. That took me into the hells of prison. Whereas, you know, sometimes you got to prove who you are against others. Until, like Russ said, you got tired. And I had to realize that I didn't want to die in prison because I thought that my soul would never leave prison. And dying in there with my soul be trapped. And then sitting in the Griswold's crypts, I understood this. All my talents, all my gifts. I wrote 10 plays. We did 10 plays in there. All my gifts, being able to take everybody that nobody wanted to utilize them in a play. To be able to be a role model, because we got enough mentors. But mentors have an ability to be corrupt. But when you are a role model, and then your life has purpose. I heard Minister Farrakhan say one of the greatest things I have ever heard. It's easy to kill a man, and it is. But it's hard to heal a man. And that's where the difference is. See, if you're willing to have that empathy, you have to have that love. And if you're willing to heal a man, then that's when you make the ultimate difference. That's why we say going into the depths of the darkness, because you are light. What you're doing is shedding light. What these brothers and this sister do is light. And that's the part of being, if you're going to be redeemed and restored, you got healers up here. And that's what makes the difference with this family.